What's up, Cave Dwellers? We're back again with another interview.
Hey,
How you doing today, Tone?
I am swell. Absolutely swell.
You enjoying the con so far?
You know what? I do. I enjoy them. People are very, very nice. They're very nice to me because most of the time they'll come up to me and they want something, so they're very nice. So I do appreciate it.
Yeah. Just did the costume contest. All right. We got Tone's art. Okay.
Because we've been meaning to do that with everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So here's some
It
Tone's
looks
art.
like somebody stole something from my table.
That's exactly what happened. I went over there and I stole it. So he ran over to my table and took a bunch of stuff. That's our OMG book. That is another OMG book. Very cool.
Yeah.
And there's Jimmy Halpert. The Adventures of Jimmy Halpert.
The one that was for the show.
Yeah, it's for And Office Place, yes. I mean, my goodness.
This is our book.
This is their book.
You know, it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
our Gabe's Cave book.
I do a lot of stuff.
Holding us up. Okay. So
Yo.
I have a question.
Okay, I have an
How,
answer.
how many chickens would it take to kill an elephant?
To kill an elephant.
Yes.
Okay, are these wild chickens? Or are they like chickens like in captivity? Like are they egg
We're gonna say
making?
wild.
Okay, wild chickens. Now look it. I don't know anything about wild chickens.
It's like
I
it's like-
totally messed
what-
myself up here.
What is it, like one in five ever like are really mean, you know? Something like that? 1 in 10, 1 in 5? You know, everybody has the mean chicken in their coop.
Yeah.
So, but it's like 1 out of their 10, 15 maybe.
I'm going to tell you, if you get like 15 really mean ornery chickens, I'm going to say 15. But if you get the very passive... To kill it. Like, yeah, no, and look it.
Also depends on how big the elephant
I've
is.
seen videos. An angry chicken can make a grown man run around like a little girl. All right? So I'm just assuming. So 15 angry, ornery chickens will kill an elephant.
You're not wrong.
Okay. Oh, well, cool. Thank you. I didn't realize...
I think that's right, you know. I think you'd be right there.
Thank you.
It's yeah.
All right. Awesome.
So, what have you worked on that made you the most proud?
The most proud. Wow. You know what? I'm going to have to say the most recent book, the OMG book. Again, it's a book that...
Is it one of these?
the OMG book, yeah. It's a horror anthology that I've been doing with my buddy, my partner, Rob Dieterle at Aquatos Comics. Rob and I started spending a lot of time at shows, traveling back and forth between Dallas and Lafayette. And on one of our trips, we just had a lot of time to talk. We just started talking about what he wanted to do, what he was interested in doing. And Rob is not necessarily a comic book guy. That's not his thing. So the fact that we kind of sat there, he had like this itch, this desire to do and be creative.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to like sit there and go, well, let's do it. Again, to see it from very beginning all the way to basically the Kickstarter fruition delivery, and now we're getting the second issue ready for the Kickstarter. I'll be very honest with you. I think at this point right now, I'm very, very, very happy and proud of that book.
I understand that. You
Yeah,
get
yeah.
to see it all the way through.
Absolutely, and it's the craziest thing because at one point it was a blank sheet of paper. There was nothing there.
Yeah. So, okay. If you could collaborate with any other artist, dead or alive, who would it be?
Wow. Huh. Dead or alive? Well, you know, I've been very lucky. Let's put it this way. I've got to do some work with John Carpenter and Kurt Russell when we were doing the Snake Plissken comic books. John Carpenter is way up there on the top of my list. So, to be very honest with you, I would love to possibly do something again with him. And again, it's just because I just hold him in such high esteem. but yeah, it's like, man, it's weird because I don't know. Again, if I had to just pull something out and go, this is what I'm going with, then that's what I'm going to go with. And if I didn't mention whoever you thought I was going to say, I feel horrible now. Next question.
As a creator, what artists create? Most artists create a character after themselves. Who would your character be?
Oh, you know, it's always a guy in The Simpsons. When I was working on The Simpsons, we always had opportunities to draw extra characters in the background. So if you were to pick up just about any one of my Simpsons comic books, Radioactive Man, Futurama, I'm actually in the background of most of them. And the character just must be Tone. He's in every single one. And the weird thing is, because it's Futurama, Simpsons, and Radioactive Man, my character must be a time traveler or a universe dimensional transitioner, because it's always the same guy.
So like Rick and Morty.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's crazy. I would. Oh my God. Yeah, Rick and Morty. You know, I'm going to give you something else though. This is something a lot of people don't know. When we used to live in Los Angeles, we had a guy that used to hang out in the comic book shop in Pasadena. It was a shop we'd hang out at. And so what he would do is he would basically draw people in the comic book shop. And at one point, he drew everyone in the comic book shop as South Park people. Did I mention it was a South Park guy? Okay, forgive me. So he was the South Park guy. So there's actually 2 episodes of South Park where there's a character that's loosely based on me. And it's the episode with like the motorcycle guys. And when you watch that episode, like the main motorcycle guy essentially is me back in the day with the long hair, the white beard. It's weird. It's very, very weird. So like I knew what I was doing when I was drawing my characters in the books. One day I just had a friend call me up and they were like, hey, can you come over here real quick? And I ran next door and I looked at the episode and I was like, holy cow, yeah, that looks like me. So it is weird. All right. Sorry about that.
So do you have like a favorite place to work, like at a con or at home where it's quiet, or a con where there's people everywhere?
The best place to work is at home. I tell people that all the time. It's I say I do my best work at home. Everything is generally where I need it to be when I'm working at home. My desk is exactly where I want it. Even though my chair is horrible, it's exactly where I want it. All my tools, as good or as bad as they are, they're all right there. Even if it takes me 20 minutes to find them, everything is there. So when I do pieces here at the show, I'm not at my ideal table level. The chairs most of the time aren't very comfortable. It is kind of nerve-wracking to work in front of people, even though I've gotten very used to it. But yeah, working at home is definitely the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you collect, and if so, what?
I used to be a huge collector. I used to collect a lot of comic books. And I kind of just stopped. I like toys. I like art. If you ask my wife, I'm apparently still collecting toys because the room is full of junk. The thing is, I think in life, and this is me getting like metaphysical, we basically transition from day to day where we are always collecting something. Mm-hmm. Whether it's, something at work or something at a friend's, or it's a gift. And then some things have sentimental value, and even though it's worthless, mm-hmm. it's priceless because it was a gift, So like, yeah. I have things that in my estimation were or are priceless. But when it's time to realize, hey man, I can't take this stuff with me, you have to figure out how and who you're going to like pass your things on to. Yeah. So right now I'm in a total position in my life where I'm not sick, I'm not dying, I'm not in any kind of weird tone's getting real heavy about this, but I'm very comfortable with the idea of getting things to people especially if I know they're going to appreciate it.
You're trying to learn to let go of certain things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing. When I lived at home, I lived in the same home my entire life, and I never moved. And then one day we had to leave the house. We sold the house, and we needed to move, and we needed to get rid of things. I'd seen parts of that house that I'd never seen in my entire life because there was stuff there. When we had to pack all of my junk up and put it in a truck and get it to Phoenix, I was just thinking to myself, holy cow, it's like I don't own this stuff. This stuff owns me. And it was kind of enlightening because I realized that all this stuff is just temporary. We're temporary. And so I got very comfortable with the idea of like letting things go. Now, it doesn't mean that when I let something go that I'm not 100% happy with the idea of it. Because I guarantee you, especially toys, it's the craziest thing. I got rid of a bunch of toys. Like I just took it to a place and I said, here, how much you going to give me for this guy? And I went ahead and dropped them off and I handed them to him and he was like, I'm going to give you blah, blah, blah dollars for it. And I took it. I'm like, yes. And I went home, and as soon as I got home, I realized 2 or 3 of these things that I did not want to get rid of were in everything else.
Yeah.
So in the last 5 years, I have been going to shows seeking out certain things. And I found one thing just recently I'm very happy with, but the problem is it's not the one that my brother gave me. It's a replacement for the thing my brother gave me, which was priceless, but I messed up and I got rid of. But I still have a few things. And like I said, once I retake these few things that I desperately feel like I'm missing an arm because I don't have it, I'll feel a lot better. But then the other thing is I'll just find something else that I'm like, ooh, I can't live without this. And that's like the worst thing ever. It's like, it's crazy.
Didn't you like Hulk 181? Right?
I loved Hulk 181. Hulk 181 was one of my favorite things. I
remember you saying something about getting rid of your bit of collection of that.
I picked them up when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know where I was. I saw it somewhere, and it was Hulk 180, Hulk 181, and Hulk 182, and I think I paid $100 for all 3 of them, which to me was ridiculous money because I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
And then I took them and I put them in a drawer, and they sat in a drawer forever. Never saw the light of day, but I knew they were there. And then at the very last comic book show that Herb Trimp went to, I took it with me, Hulk 181, and I got Herb to sign it. Now, it's not CGC'd. It wasn't, doing the whole thing. It wasn't authenticated. I just saw Herb. I didn't even bug him through the whole show. I knew I took the book specifically to do this, but I saw him finally breaking down and getting ready to go home, and I was like, "Holy cow! This is my chance!" Like I went all weekend and I didn't do this, and so I walked up to him, and I said, "Mr. Trent, I'm very sorry for bothering you, but is there any way I could trouble you to sign my book?" And he looked at me and he said, "Oh, yeah, absolutely." And it's not that he knew who I was, but he knew I was set up as an artist on the other side. So he went ahead and he grabs a Sharpie really quick and he turns around and he sees me present him the Hulk 181, and he looks at me and he looks at the book and he looks back at me and he turns around and he puts the Sharpie down and he grabs a ballpoint pen because those books are not meant to be signed on the cover. All those old school, comic books, they're meant to be signed on the inside front cover, right under the legal line. And back in the day, that's where everybody signed, which is one of the wonderful things about coming to a show like this. I love going to a show and going to like $1 comic books, $2 comic books, and I'll find a couple Kirby comic books or a George Perez comic book that I love, and I'll just go hunting, right? And I'll be like, okay, I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this. And I'm not saying that it happens a lot, but every so often you'll take it back to your table, you'll sit down, you'll open it up, and it will be signed. Because these guys signed a bunch of comic books in their, career drawing comic books. And again, it hasn't happened in a while. I think most people are kind of like a little bit more in the know of what they have. But almost half of the autographs I have, I got because I just bought a comic book at a comic book shop.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because Jewel pulled a few, didn't look inside, and sent it off to be graded, came back as signed.
Yeah. And it happens. It happens all the time.
George Perez.
Oh, yeah. And it's crazy. It's like I said. And the other thing is, like, there was just that understanding when he looked at me and he was like, "No, wait, we can't mess this up with a Sharpie." So he went and got the ballpoint pen. But yeah, why did you bring up that book?
Because I just remembered that.
Okay,
as part of the
gotcha.
collecting thing that you said you got rid of.
It
or?
is one of the ones I got rid of just
Yeah.
recently, but like I said, it's like it's just what it is. It's a
Yeah.
thing. I have a copy of the hardcover collection, and so like I still have it.
Mhm.
It's not the same thing, you know. But the other thing is like whoever has it now, they're enjoying it,
Yeah.
and they got it, and maybe they paid a few extra bucks for the Herb Trimp autograph. I don't know. I mean, I didn't pay for it. Herb was more than happy to sign it for nothing. He just signed it and handed it back to me, and that was the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's weird. Like I said, and you get rid of stuff, but the thing is, sometimes stuff comes back to you in a weird way, and it's not like in a weird like it will come back to you. I mean, the good feelings that you get, like again, somewhere down the line, something else will happen. Like again, when what is it? What's the saying? When a door closes, a window opens. When a window closes, a door opens.
One door closes, another door opens.
Yeah. It's like it all kind of it just keeps going in a circle. So
Yeah.
interesting.
Well, that's all the questions I've got for today. For you today.
Gotcha.
So.
All right, and that's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll be back on to interview Mustafa Musa later, but
What questions do you have for him?
I don't know.
Oh, really?
I don't know yet.
He doesn't know what the questions are going to be.
I don't know.
Did somebody else write the questions for you?
Maybe.
See, now I'm asking questions. Somebody else write the questions for you?
Yeah, but
Oh.
I mean, I'm gonna probably come up with something else.
Okay,
to
cool,
ask
Vince.
him.
Cool, Vince. Awesome.
But
What's your favorite Star Wars character?
Luke Skywalker. Yeah, I feel weird saying that so slowly. It's like, but yeah, it's like
Darren
as a
asked him
kid.
what,
Yeah, Luke Skywalker always.
Darren asked what his favorite Star Wars character is.
Who? Wait, ask who?
No, Darren asked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Darren's behind us. He asked what my favorite Star Wars character
Yeah.
was.
All right.
Just had to know.
He
Oh.
had to know.
It's all good.
All right.
Thank you, disembodied voice behind us. All right. Well, cool.
Well-
Thank you very much. This was fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll talk to you
All
later.
right. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.